Widespread protests are expected throughout Zimbabwe today. The country's trade unions and the opposition movement for democratic change are protesting austerity measures. I've got the MDC Secretary General Shalton Hwende on the line with us. Shalton, talk us through the expectations today.
Yes, good morning. The people of Zimbabwe have decided that today they are going to march in town of Harare, and as I speak now, people are now being prevented from accessing the city. There's police everywhere. Last night they issued a prohibition order, and we are currently at the High Court before Judge Musakwa trying to argue about our right to proceed with the march. Our Harvest House, the headquarters of the Movement for Democratic Change, is currently sealed. I was there trying to get documents that we need at the court, but I was unable to access our office. So that is the current situation on the ground.
Okay. What are the plans today now? What are you hoping to get out of this march, this protest?
This march has been called to show the people's force and power that this regime that we are dealing with is an illegitimate regime. You can see from their actions, they issue prohibition orders at night, denying people who want to exercise their constitutional right to protest, their constitutional right to demonstrate. We have already said before that Mnangagwa stole the last election. He is not a legitimate leader in Zimbabwe. That's why he's afraid of people. The constitution gives us right to protest if we are not happy with any matter. And we are currently being denied. Last night, most of our leaders in different suburbs were abducted. As I'm speaking to you, we have reports of over 8 MDC leaders that were abducted last night, on top of the several that were being abducted this week. So we see...
And tell us more about these abductions. I mean, what do you think is the message there? Is it in order to put a stop to these demonstrations? Because we've seen an increasing amount of human rights abuses in the last year.
Yes, you can see clearly that while SADC is about to give the chairmanship of the SADC Troika to Mr. Mnangagwa, he is leading a terrorist government that is abducting people at night, that is torturing people, all in order for them to be prevented from exercising their constitutional right. So this regime is illegitimate. The people have rejected it. The economy has rejected it. And today Zimbabweans are going to come out in full force, irrespective of the current...
and Shalton, let me just ask you very quickly, I mean, what is the status on the ground? How are people living? What do they have access to as far as the sort of basic items are concerned?
Most people are now living on less than $1 per day. People are suffering. If you go to the township, people are unable to afford 3 meals a day. The situation is unbearable. The average as a worker in Zimbabwe currently earns less than $50 a month. So people are suffering. This is in spite of the fact that we have a 95% unemployment rate. So the few people that have jobs cannot make ends meet. That's why Zimbabweans are coming out today in full force to protest against this illegitimate regime of Mr. Mnangagwa.
Okay, we'll be keeping an eye on what happens in court today and those protests. Shalton Hwende, thank you very much for talking to us.